What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard. It is Trading Live with Bubba. What's going on? Well, it's quiet. Markets are still trying to go higher, although they've come off a little bit off their highs. But we do have the moron and the idiot speaking today on the Hill, Janet Yellen and Jerome Powell. So we'll see what they have to say and what they do to the markets here. I have no idea what they're going to talk about. It is the Humphrey Hawkins testimony for the banks. So I don't know. We already know that there's a bunch of banks in trouble, although they're not admitting to. Well, 600 banks have admitted the problems. But in the meantime, as we look here, not much to do. Okay, we had a few trades this morning with my group in the morning, which was a nice day. But right now, not much. So we'll take a look over at what's going on and the rest of the stuff that we do. And of course, Apple continues to push higher. This week, you've got testimony today and tomorrow, and then you've got CPI on Thursday and PPI on Friday. But overbought is overbought. Okay, extended is extended. I think Apple's extended. Certainly, if it can pop up to 230, I would be looking to sell some call spreads here. Amazon, same story. Overbought is overbought, up at resistance, up at a whole number, 200. I think that selling spreads here is the way to go. Again, I don't think it's the time to get too aggressive with your trading. Again, we don't have an aggressive market, and I promise I will tell you when it's time to start getting aggressive. But this is not the time. Certainly, we might have something coming here in gold here, so let's watch for a couple of minutes and see. Not much else is going on. You can see that the volume is virtually non-existent. So that's always problematic. You know, our whole business is based on price action and volume that creates emotional trading, which we want to take advantage of. And so it's hard when you're not getting much here and it looks like gold is going to pop. And, you know, this was a potential trade here, but we missed it, or I decided not to take it. Either way, however you wanted to classify it, that's how we'll classify it. In the meantime, let's go back, and I don't see much going on here. So let's go back to our main board here. Bido, again, to me, this is correct, directly correlated with Bitcoin. I'm certainly a put spread seller here. This is a play on Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has been under some heavy pressure. Obviously, you can see here's Bido, and here is the actual Bitcoin. So I would look to be a seller here of some put spreads. And in coin, okay, coin is kind of in the middle of nowhere, so there's really not much to do here. This is one that I do own, and you know, again, I own a lot of these that are hedged, and of course, I teach a hedging class, so that is something. In fact, our next class starts tonight. But crowd, again, this is really just stuck in consolidation. Got up to the top end, pulling back a little bit. But there's not much to do in here. Again, where am I going to go? What decision am I going to make? And I don't think there's a good decision to make. So that's why we sometimes just are willing to pass on these trades. I'm just checking back here to see if there's anything worth looking at, and I don't see much. Again, I'm certainly not going to put you in jeopardy of a for sure bad trade. So I'd rather take our time. Meta, as we talked about last week, was a sale, and of course it did come back down. Now just kind of hovering. So again, remember, we're not, when we're selling premium, okay, and it's not my main trade. It just happens to be that the markets are so slow, and most of most things are in consolidation. I'm not looking to get too involved. And when you're selling spreads, you don't have to be right. You just can't be wrong. Okay. And in other words, if it sits and does nothing, you get paid as well. So certainly I would be looking at selling Meta. And of course, we've got one more week, and then we get back into the earnings season. So then we want to be more careful, around some of the things we do. But we'll address that on Thursday or next Tuesday. Google, again, very overbought. Certainly right here, I would probably be willing to sell call spreads here. Again, I'm not playing for a massive sell-off. I'm saying that I don't think that it's going to go past 195 or 192 from here, and that I have a higher probability of cashing a trade. Okay. And again, remember, if you can build build onto your trades and make little bits of money. Little bits add up to a lot. And I think that's what you want to start to work on, because there is not a lot to do. There's nothing to do, for example, in the IWM. It's just dead in the middle of consolidation. It's going to make a move. It's going to break out one way or the other. Which way, I don't know yet. Okay, so we have to wait. And we have no probability trade here. It isn't overbought. It isn't oversold. It's just circulating right around the mean. Moderna, this looks like it's kind of bottoming. Now, again, I'm not going to tell you to go ahead and make a trade here. I'm going to tell you that this is a spot I'd be looking for. And if it could start to move to the upside, it looks like it's found a potential bottom. Okay, so I'd be comfortable with that, and I'd be looking for a potential buy. But right now, there's nothing I'm doing right now. It's come off the oversold part. So the selling spread part is okay, but it's not as high a probability. Now I'm looking to actually see if this will start to break to the upside and look to be a buyer. Microsoft, again, the other day we talked about it. It is certainly still a possibility, but now I'd like to see if it'll pop up a little bit. You know, we're seeing a little bit of pressure. Let's see if we go back here, see if there's anything that's developing for us. Not really. Again, you don't have enough volume. You don't have enough energy in this market that says that there's something that we should be doing here. And that's, again, the discipline to wait for opportunity is the most important thing that you can look at. And I don't see, anything that is really jumping out at me saying, hey, boy, I got to get in that trade. That's something for me, because it doesn't show. It does not appear. Okay. I mean, crude could be a potential. It would need an awfully big jump here in the next 30 seconds or so. And it could happen. It only takes one order. I mean, again, we're dealing on lighter volume than normal anyway. So it takes one potential order to get it here. So let's let it trade out and see if that shows up. But you can see nothing in the NASDAQ, nothing in the S&P, nothing in the Russell, nothing in the Dow, nothing in Euro currency. The only one that's a potential is here, and I don't think it's going to get there either. I think it's just going to be, again, if we were really busy and active, I would be saying, yeah, I'd look at this. But we're not really busy and active, so I'm just going to go back here. Okay, Nugget. Okay, again, I think that you're probably looking at an opportunity to sell some spreads here as well. I think that is the way. Okay, and NVIDIA a little bit higher. If it gets up to about 135, I would look to sell some call spreads. Okay, a little bit more extension. Remember, you get real light volume here, so it always makes it a little bit more challenging. The Qs, Quebec. Here, I would be definitely selling some call spreads. We're coming up to a key number. Let me take a look. I'm going to probably do some right now while we're hanging out here together. I'm looking at a different screen because I got so many, but hold on. Let's just see what it looks like. And QQQ 4. Okay, I'm going to sell the 495 500 for 35 cents. Okay, because again, I think that is the right play. Okay, so that's working right now. We'll see if it fills. In the meantime, Square really doing nothing, just sitting, hovering at the mean. The SPY, very similar to the Q. Let's see what we look like up here. Let's see if there's any juice in here. Oops, where'd you go? Hold on one second. I got to find you guys. Did I lose you? Where did I go? There you are. Okay. So now let me get this up here. And the SPY. SPY. Okay. 557. Really not enough premium for me to look at, but I'm going to look at, trying to sell the 520, 557, 558 for like 30 cents. I don't know if I'll get it or not. I'm going to go ahead and work the order and let it trade out here and see. But again, to me, these are very extended, and certainly This is definitely a sell. Now, again, I'm in this 3 times already trying to sell this, okay? And again, this will be the 4th time. It doesn't expire till Friday, so I've still got an opportunity. But certainly, now this is a little bit different. This is actually, I want to take a short position here, but not a massive short. I want to create a synthetic put, okay, by selling a deep in the money call spread. So I'm going to look at, hold on, Tesla. Okay. So Tesla is, so if I sell the 240 and buy the 260, I can sell that for a credit of 1650, okay, which is the equivalent of buying the 260 put, which is 670. So I'm buying the, I'm risking by doing it, by selling the spread, okay, I'm risking $5 versus $7 by buying the put, okay? So I'm saving a couple of bucks, okay, by doing it this way. And that's the way that I'm going to go ahead and do it, because again, I'm getting a discount to what the actual put is. Now, again, I am giving up the potential unlimited profit if Tesla would go lower than 235. But I'm willing to take that risk because, again, I'm paying a lot less. And if you continue to pay a lot less for your trades, you're going to be a lot happier over time. When? Looks like you could want to sell some put spreads here. And I think that it's probably pretty solid because you're at a nice 85 number, okay? And it has been dramatically oversold. So let's see if you sell the 85, 84 for about 40 cents. Okay. Give you a little bit of a chance. I think that works out okay. And XBI in the middle of nowhere, not much to do. XLE getting close to being oversold, didn't bounce off that already. And Zoom is in the middle of nowhere. So not a lot to do. Again, it's pretty quiet. We'll go back and see what's going on in the world of futures and see if there's anything that triggers a trade for us. We put in a couple of spreads to sell. Okay. But you are seeing some pretty good selling in gold, but there's no volume. Gold's on its low of the day, but there's no action. So again, I'm not going to chase it down. It doesn't make sense when you see this kind of activity because it's not giving you the general opportunity that you're looking for. Again, there's no panic. There's nobody's getting emotional here. And remember, this whole trade is based on the emotions of others. Okay. And, if we don't get that trade, then what's the point? Okay. That's what we're trying to trade off of is the emotions of others. Okay. And it's always something to remember. Okay. That's where you get your biggest edge. Okay. Is when you play off of the emotions of others that are also trading. Okay, that's our style, so that we're actually taking advantage of those. Okay. Now there's a chance we might get something in the euro currency here. Now again, this may be in reaction to something that is being said on the Hill by either Powell or Yellen right now. Now again, if the volume is big enough, I don't care. Again, to me, whatever they say, it doesn't matter if the volume is big enough. Okay. And that's something to always remember. If there's enough action, then they can say whatever they want because we're going to go for it. Okay. Because again, so now the euro currency looks like it's going to be a trade. We still got a minute to go. Gold's got a chance to now be a trade. Crude's got a chance to now be a buy. What just filled? Something just filled. Let's just see what it was. Okay. My SPY just filled. Okay. So that's a good trade. Well, I don't know if it's a good trade, but it's a trade. Okay. The SPY just filled. Okay. And crude looks like it could be coming into a buy area potentially. The euro currency is going to be a buy. Gold is a potential. Okay, so let's just let it trade and see. Excuse me. All right, so right now we're waiting for the euro currency, and I don't think anything else is going to get there. Gold's going to be close, but again, not close enough. There's not enough action for me to want to step out, but certainly you can see that this is the biggest bar in the last couple of hours in the euro currency. So certainly that's going to be a trade, okay, that I'm going to look at. Okay, so let's go and flip over to our 1 minute chart, and our stop in the euro currency is going to be 108.25. 108.25. $108.25 is going to be our, okay, and looks like we might get a buy here. Don't know yet. Got to continue to watch and wait till this bar closes. So if it closes at green, then we can actually look at it. But we got to wait. Okay. If you want to trade with me, this is a trade. Okay. If you want to trade with me, this is a trade. Okay. And 108.25 is the stop. Okay. And let's see what happens. Let's go back and see if there's anything else developing here. Not really enough volume in the rest of the trading world here, so not really much for us to do. We'll continue to watch and wait. And of course, we got a minuscule profit right now. Nothing we can do about it because we're not taking it. We're going to let it try to run a little bit, but again, of course, it could hurt us. It could go the other way. So, but again, we know what our risk is, so certainly not an issue there. Okay. And again, you got a very slow market right now. There's just not enough real excitement. Can crude get down there? It could. The volume could get up there. Okay. Remember, what we're really looking for is we're looking for somebody to panic or to puke so that we can go ahead and take advantage of that. Okay. And you got a little bit of a profit in your euro currency now. And only because I'm going to be leaving soon, and I don't want you to get hung up. Go ahead and put your stop at break even, okay? And just again, I don't want you to get caught if you don't know how to handle these trades when I'm not around. Hopefully you're learning, but again, I don't want you to get stuck either. So let's just see, and maybe crude becomes a potential trade. Okay, it looks like it's going to try. Okay. And of course, this will be our last bar of the day. So again, I don't know if you're going to want to take it. You should be stopped out of your euro currency with a one tick profit or whatever it is, which should be enough to cover your cost. So I don't know if you're going to want to, play this crude oil trade that could be coming. Because at the end of the day, again, I don't want you to get stuck if you're not sure how to handle it. I'll deal with it, but it's definitely going to be a potential trade. So that will be, you'll have to make that call on your own. I will watch it for one additional minute. I'll run over a little bit here just to see if it actually confirms or when it confirms to be that trade. Okay. Okay, so we know that we have a potential trade. So now we have to wait for a green bar here. And right now, as it sits, our stop would be 81.31. But again, there is not a lot to do. So if it doesn't confirm here, again, I don't know if you're going to want to take it or not. So I'm actually going to call it a day. Thanks, y'all, and I'll see you back here on Thursday. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you later.
Thanks for watching. Please be sure to take some time to read the disclaimer. Thank you.